So, welcome back to Motorshed. It's been a little while, but I'm back for another review. I like something a little bit quirky, a little bit different, so today we have this. This is an Infiniti Q30. You've probably never seen one of these before because it's one of the rarest cars in the UK. Infiniti are a luxury brand from Nissan. A lot of manufacturers do this. Toyota, for instance, the biggest one, they have Lexus. Everybody knows them. However, nobody seems to know Infiniti. They certainly sell a lot more of these cars in the States, but here in the UK, at the moment on sale on Auto Trader, for the entire Infiniti range, there are only 200 cars for sale. This is the most popular model, of which there are 70 for sale, and only 7 with a petrol engine. So today we're going to take it out, we're going to drive it, find out what it's like, have a look around it, and find out if maybe you should be considering this over something a bit more dull. So you have all this dusty piano black trim, offset by this Alcantara effect material with purple stitching. I can't get over how much I like the purple stitching on this interior. It looks smart, it really does. I hope the camera's doing it justice, I've got a feeling it isn't. But this interior is really very smart. I like it a lot. Not an awful lot of tech in here. You've got a pretty small center screen as well, so it doesn't feel very premium in that regard, but it's got everything you need. It's got parking sensors front and rear, it's got a reverse camera and a pretty decent one at that. It's got heated seats, it's got a CD player. Not much of anything else, but what else do you need? Decent sized cup holders for your drinks, decent sized door bins as well for larger bottles. Look how diddy this automatic shifter is. A diddy shifter. I've got a diddy shifter. Centre armrest, again clad in this really nice material. Not massive, but a half decent size. It's got a 12-volt socket in there, as well as seems to be some sort of switch. I have no idea what for. It might not be a switch, it just might be a poorly fitted blanking plate, but there's something in there next to the 12-volt socket, that is for sure. Glove box, it's got one of those. So in the boot, a decent amount of space, certainly enough for my gear. Let's just remove that. What happened then? Oh, spooky. So anyway, now I can show you the split folding seats, which you have to go to the back to do, but really very easy, no problems there at all. Of course the other side does the same. Notably though, you have a flat loading bay, really important for your trip to IKEA. But what's great about this boot is you also have this space underneath, which is, there's no other word, it's massive. You can get a lot of stuff in the back of here. Hide away those bits and pieces that you always want to keep in your boot but don't want to look messy in there. Girls, that's where your teddies should go. Teddies, furry dice, in there. Something else that's really cool about this boot is it has a 12-volt socket. There, that's really handy. And not an awful lot of cars have those in the boot. Not even my 7 Series has a 12-volt socket in the boot. So, well done Infiniti. Chrome bits here, which have still got, oh, that's so nice. This car's like 5 years old and it's still got the blue cellophane wrapping on these bits of chrome. want to peel them off, but I shouldn't. I'm gonna do it. Oh, why is that so satisfying? Yeah, so if you want to lend me your car to do one of these reviews, please get in touch at info@motorshed.co.uk. That's everything for the boot. So far, definitely the best things about this car are the exterior styling and the interior styling. Let's see if it holds up on the road. So, driving the Q30S. It's looking good so far, so does it continue to impress on the road? No, is the honest answer to that. This being the S, it's quite firm, the ride. You do feel every bump. When I get out onto the twistier stuff, I should get a better idea of whether that's a benefit there, but at the moment, day-to-day driving, I think this would annoy me. It's really quite bumpy. Doesn't help that these seats are absolutely rock hard. There's no problem with the bolstering or anything like that, but in the small of my back, it feels like there's a football there. Oh yes. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's so much better. The owner of this car had inflated it to the max, so it felt like you got a football behind you. It really wasn't comfortable. Now I've deflated that, the seat is so much more comfortable. This is the 2 litre petrol, so it's not a noisy engine. It's also not very fast. You'd expect it to be a bit peppier. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not slow, but I've certainly experienced quicker 2 litre petrols than this. So let's see what juice this baby's got. Actually, it doesn't make a bad noise for a petrol. You've got sort of an induction noise going on as your foot's planted to the floor. I don't mind that. It's quick enough, don't get me wrong. Dawdling about town, the gearbox isn't amazing. Out on the twisties though, it doesn't seem to have as much of a problem. So can't really fault it there. Apologies if you can hear the air conditioning, but there's absolutely no way I'm turning it off. Within 5 minutes I would turn into a sweaty mess, and you do not want to see that. So I'm keeping the aircon on for your benefit as much as mine. So engine wise, this also comes in a 1.6 litre petrol, and you also get a 2.2 litre turbo diesel. I have heard that the diesel is really incredibly noisy though. I don't know how true that is because I've not driven it, but from what I hear from other reviews, it's really quite noisy. I believe it's actually got sound deadening technology in it just to try and drown it out because it is that bad. The vast majority of them on sale and the second-hand market will be diesel. The petrols really are quite rare at the moment. This model on Auto Trader there are 7. And in this trim they're even rarer. In fact, Infiniti only have 200 cars for sale at the moment on Auto Trader. Auto Trader tends to be a really good gauge of how popular a car is, based on the amount that are for sale. You know, so BMW, for example, will probably have 40 or 50,000 cars for sale on Auto Trader at any one time. Infiniti currently have 200 in their entire range. 77 for the Q30. This is their most popular model. When I say popular, this car is incredibly rare. If you own one of these, you will rarely see another one. So if you like exclusivity but don't like paying for exclusivity, this is exactly the sort of car you need. If you're one of those people that hate having what everybody else has got, one of its biggest competitors, the Range Rover Evoque, although I don't see how, because this is far, it feels far smaller than an Evoque. Not that it is small, it doesn't feel as high up, it doesn't feel like a crossover, but technically that is the category that this car falls into. It's such a grey area at the moment with all of these different varieties of crossover. They just slap an all-wheel drive badge on the back and call it a crossover. Why not? SUVs and hatchbacks are the biggest markets in the UK, so why not merge them both and create something that sells well? Generally, it's not that bad to drive. This car is actually based on the third generation Mercedes A-Class chassis, which some people would say was never one of the A-Class's strong points, but it seems to work okay in this car. It doesn't actually matter what angle you view this thing from, it's absolutely stunning. Such a hot looking car. I think they really nailed the design on this thing. All of the curves and the swooping lines and really nice tail lights and headlights, and I think they did a terrific job. So that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Bye bye.